Hey there! In this video we will display real-time presence for every user that we see in the chat. It will be displayed as a dot in front of user avatar. Let's go! Before we get started with this, I want to point out that in the previous video when we managed real-time presence for every user, here we did this comparison. If snapshot value, then triple equality equals false. So this is not completely right, because this value might not be a boolean. So to prevent that, let's actually put double negation to convert it to a boolean. And now everything will be fine. Alright, now let's start. So what do we need to do? First, we're gonna create a custom hook that will give us the presence of particular user. So let's navigate to custom hooks, and here at the bottom, let's export a new function, which is going to be use presence. And this hook will receive user ID that we want to get presence of. So let's create our state for presence. So we're gonna name it presence and set presence. It is going to be simple use state, which by default will be set to null. Then inside use effect, we are going to pull our user data. So first we need to get reference. So let's create const user status ref is going to be database from firebase.ref. Then we're gonna put status slash UID that we get as an argument. Then we need to put an array of dependencies. Then we need to pass UID inside. Then we're gonna put user status ref dot on value. Then we're gonna put snapshot, and right after that we're gonna check if snapshot exists. So if there is any record inside database for this path, then we're gonna put const data equals snapshot dot value, and then we're gonna set presence to data. Alright, and inside the cleanup function, we are going to unsubscribe from user status ref off. And from this hook, we are going to return presence. Alright, perfect, it looks good. Now let's create a component that will be a dot where we will display the user presence. So let's go to components, and here let's create new file that we will name presence.js. So inside this component, we're gonna call our custom hook, which is use presence. So let's put const presence equals use presence, and we're gonna pass UID that we will receive as a prop to this component, like this. Then inside the markup, we're gonna put the next. Let's open our suite documentation, then let's look for tooltip. Let's open it, let's find an example of triggering events, hover. So we need exactly this functionality. Let's go to examples and let's copy that one. Then inside our code, we're gonna place it like this. Let's import whisper from our suite, and instead of button, we will display a badge. And tooltip is going to be not this tooltip, it is going to be this component. Let's copy it and let's paste it like this. Now we need to also import tooltip, and inside tooltip, we're gonna place nothing for now. However, it says that empty component are self-closing, and you are right. Inside we're gonna put badge, also from our suite, and inside badge we'll actually put nothing. It will be just a dot of some color. So now we need to get what we will put inside tooltip and what we will put inside badge, what color we will display. Well, we actually need to perform some logic, and the best place to handle that is actually to create a custom function that we will call from here. So for this badge, we are going to display class name of cursor pointer, and style background color is going to be get color that we will create in a moment, and inside we're gonna pass presence like this. And for tooltip, for our text, we're gonna pass get text, and also we're gonna call it with presence like this. So now we need to create these two functions. So let's navigate here to the top, and first we're gonna create get color. We will receive presence, and first if presence is undefined or if it is null. So if it is not defined, then we're gonna return gray color. Alright, then we're gonna put switch statement, and then we're gonna switch between presence dot, let's open our database, presence dot state. Then if we have case online, then we're gonna return green color. If we have case offline, then we're gonna display red color, and by default we're gonna display also gray, like this. So for color we are ready. Now let's create this for text. So let's define get text with presence as well, and again we check against null value. So if we have no presence, then we're gonna display unknown state. Then we're gonna return presence.state. If it equals to online, then we are going to return online. Otherwise we are going to return last online. Then we're gonna open string interpolation. Then we're gonna put new date, presence, last changed to local date string, like this. Okay, perfect. Now let's actually use this component. Let's navigate to message item, and right before we display profile avatar, let's use presence dot, and let's pass UID as author.uid. All right, now let's take a look. And actually, if I refresh my app, now in front of my profile I can see green dot, and if I hover I can see online. So how can we now test it against multiple users? Well, let me sign out and let me log in with Facebook. So it will create me a new user profile and we will see it. So now you can see that it is unknown state, and this is because, as you remember in the previous video, we set security rules for status/user ID. So we can read only our current user ID equals to user ID that we are trying to access inside database. So now we have permission denied. Well, to actually fix this, for write, we're gonna keep it as it is, but for read rules, we're gonna adjust it, and we will say if auth not equals null, only then we will be able to read user data. Okay, now let's copy it and synchronize it with our local data. Let's save it, and now let's take a look. If I refresh my app, now it looks all right, and if I hover I can see last online on this date. So it actually worked. And if I say hello, I can see that currently I'm online and other user is offline. So this is it, and it works pretty awesome. Let's commit our changes. Let's put git add everything, then git commit, and let's put display real time presence. Perfect. See you in the next one.